Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors Adventures. Man, I'm so relieved today. I had electrical issues in my house, got them resolved. I'm ready to push on. So today I'm looking at the MantisX. This is a training system. The fine folks at MantisX sent me one for evaluation. A little story before we get into the MantisX and how it can help you become a better handgun shooter. You know, the first pistol I ever shot, I was a kid, I think I was about 14 or 15. I had a Harrington and Richardson. I'm not sure if it was a model 999 or 929. All I know, it was a 22 revolver, the top break open, and I think it held 12 shots. Well, you know, back then I wasn't, obviously didn't have my driver's license, and either my mom and dad would have to drive me to the range to shoot it. And at least I had the wherewithal to know that you would never dry fire a 22 rimfire, so I would always save my empties and keep the cylinder full. Okay, so I probably shot that pistol, oh my gosh, probably at least 5,000 times dry fired it. And you know what? I started thinking about how I'm going to open up this video, and I think that is a very valuable lesson to learn. You know, every day there's more and more shooters wanting to get a handgun for personal protection. And you know, that's all fine and good. You know, I'm for that, absolutely. The number one problem I foresee with all these folks getting their handguns and concealed handgun licenses is that, you know, a lot of them have never shot a handgun before. And let me tell you, as you all know that have shot handguns, shooting a handgun is a pretty violent experience if you think about it. You know, myself, I've been shooting guns since I was, 8 years old, and I'm used to the muzzle blast and the recoil. But you take somebody that's new, that's never shot a handgun before, you know, the actual act of pulling the trigger, hearing that blast, even though you got ear protection, seeing the flash and the recoil, you know, can cause what everybody knows as a flinch. Let's get back to when I was a kid learning how to shoot a handgun. I practiced so much dry firing that I never developed a flinch, and I thank the good Lord that I never did, because you know what I used to do with new shooters that shot with me for the first time? I'd load up, whether it be a semi-automatic like this 1911 45 ACP or a 357 38 revolver. I would purposely load the handgun for them and hand it to them. And I'll tell you what, you will quickly identify anybody that has a flinch when they pull the trigger, whether they're anticipating the recoil, they'll jerk it down, or whether they're jerking one side to the other. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the MantisX. I'll get it rolling. We'll take some shots here. So I've got a separate camera system going here. I've got it set up in dry fire. One thing I've discovered, obviously you want to make sure your weapon system is clear. This is clear. One thing I discovered, when you dry fire, bring the handgun down and cock it manually. Because I noticed when I was first playing with it, if I'd cock it from this position, the very act of cocking it would actually trigger a shot. So let's go ahead and take some shots here. 91, 92. 88. Oh, looks like I broke my wrist up. Shot high. 93.9. 99.8. Great shot, it says. 83.2. All right, let's go ahead and review some of the footage. All right, folks, so if you look, we can go ahead. I've got 6 shots recorded. It actually shows the light yellow shows a trigger press movement, and then the green is a hold movement. This is kind of cool. You can see your actual movement in the yellow, green, and red. Here's a cool feature. I'm going to go ahead and you can see just the very act of me moving the gun. You can see me trace a motion on the screen. That's pretty wild. I'll set it down. All right, let's continue. Let me go ahead and stop it. So you can say I had an average score of 91.5. And you can actually diagnose what you did wrong or right by just clicking on the red band there. So we'll go ahead and look at some of the other features. Like I said, there's your actual dispersal. We'll go ahead and look at, here's your settings. So what I set it up as, my Taurus 1911, and now I'm a right-handed shooter. There's a dry fire detection right there. Of course, it's a pistol. You can actually do this with rifles. There's a history. I had 6 shots, 1 session. Average score 91.5. Last 10, 91.5. Actually shows my shot dispersal, 60%. In that area, 20% there, 20% there. Alright folks, well just a quickie on the MantisX. You know, like I said, I never finished my advice to new shooters. You know, this system costs $149.99. I would highly advise, if you're a new shooter, maybe just shooting less than a year, save your money going to the pistol range or rifle range. Save your money on ammunition. Buy this MantisX system. Dry fire practice at home once or twice a week. Maybe once a day if you're really excited about learning how to shoot. I promise you, you will be a better shot quicker off the bat. You know, like I said earlier, if you learn to develop a flinch, which is causing, you know, anticipating the shot, that will be one of the most hardest things to unlearn. So this Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors Adventures. Hope you all enjoyed the video. We'll see you later.